All right, welcome back, Evan. Happy pre-New Year's Eve. I don't know. All right. I love that now I'm in the basement. I'm right next to the washing machine. Probably shouldn't love that. Probably shouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'm so excited to stop streaming and do what I'm excited to do so that I can do laundry. But I just get really excited about, you know, time maxing. I just like if the laundry can be going while I'm doing something else. Man, I love that. I will never ever go back to a or a laundromat. Well, that's not true. I actually have a bedspread that is too big to wash in my machine, so I need to go to the laundromat. But you know what I'm saying. Oh fuck! I still need a clock down here. Hey, Steph. Right. He knew what he had to do. Without hesitating, he took hold of his diverging hook and used it to cut away the infected part of his mind before it could spread and consume him entirely. I'm Pilled Cycle Maxer. That's me. It's my middle name. I am closest to the sunset, but furthest from the sunrise. The bleak stones stand in their circle in quiet defiance of time. Once home to witchcraft and rituals, now abandoned, silent and still like the surrounding lake. There's magic here, I can feel it, but nothing left for me to uncover. Lady Rosalind built the. Oh, we already read this one. This is west. The Eye. It's a strange arrangement of rocks resembling the Stonehenge site but on a smaller scale. Arranged with a purpose, though. What that purpose was remains a mystery. The locals call it the Eye. There's nothing else to see here. Well, I'm not sure about that one right now. So let's have a customer. As if I didn't have enough on my plate right now, my sister, Bonnie, has been acting strange lately. She never got over the death of our father. She's always blamed Mr. Potter for his role in it, and now, with all this happening, she's got it in her head that he's behind it somehow. I'm worried she's going to do something stupid. If she comes in here, whatever you do, do not give her anything dangerous. I want to give her a keepsake to let her know that she's still loved. I've seen people gifting one another wooden totems, but I don't know what they're called. That's safe. No? Okay. That's a wooden totem. Really? Really? Not what I meant. Why? Why? Well, maybe this? Is this wood? Yep. Great. Unfortunately, I have some bad news to share. Jack Hungerford has not responded well to the Dranthium tea. If anything, he appears to have sunk deeper into the trance. I daren't try anything else in case I make things worse. Those silly sods at Calgarth Hall wouldn't let me in to look around. Seems I've upset the little lord who lives there at some point in the past. Allegedly, I refused to perform an exorcism on his haunted house. Didn't like my suggestion that it might be the local kids playing pranks on him because he's a mean old git. Not so easily put off, though. Do you have a Tenebran cloak I could use this evening? I've got some snooping to do. Upon activation, a Tenebran cloak can create a sphere of enshrouding darkness that will cloak all within its reach. A single stone set in bronze gives power to these totems. Okay, we're doing good. Interesting. I mean, I guess it could be this, but that's not just bronze. Nope, just kidding. Oops. I wasn't paying attention. Unless something can be two things. Those are the only ones with a single gemstone set in bronze. Could be onyx or moonstone. Thought that was gold too. I didn't see that that was a stone. Oh well. Hey, Infinity! I bumped into Eli at the station yesterday before he left for Oxford. His train was late, so we had a brief chat, and he suddenly remembered something he wanted to tell you. I told him I'd pass on the message. In other news, I've got a little something for you if you're interested. It's going to cost you, but it's worth it. A map of the catacombs. Very rare. Worth a lot to someone in your line of work, I imagine. And all I'm asking for in return is a Valant. Interesting that we're not getting rid of any of these things. The holes in a Valant are of roughly equal size and spacing. They're used by the adventurous to help them find their way. A curious pulse can be felt where its power concentrates. Roughly equal size and spacing. Great. I didn't think that that was going to be the case, but you never know. There it is. I keep forgetting to mention it would be helpful for you to read Dr. Robertson's booklet on curses. You'll find it in the cupboard hidden in the counter. Thank you. Yeah, this looks great. Let's go there. As I descend further in the catacombs, a strange sensation comes over me. It is not fear, although fear is mixed with it. With cold clarity, I know at once what it is. Grid, thank you for 98 months. Oops. With cold clarity, I know at once what it is. I have entered an area known as the Depths, a place where few have been and few have returned from. Not even Appalians can clear the air here and render it safe to breathe, but there's a way. Slate miners inhale the vapors produced by a spirit called a wandering shroud. They say it invigorates their senses and stays the mind rot that would otherwise consume them. It would be dangerous to continue exploring down here without following their lead. Okay, I don't know what a wandering shroud is yet. Really? That's fine. I feel like I'm going crazy here. I know who's behind this madness, all those people with the pitch black eyes, but nobody's listening to me. I've seen it happen before. 7 years ago, my father died the same way. Well, since nobody will listen, I'm going to take care of it myself. A Corvin's Might, please, and I'll be on my way. Probably not. Probably not, thanks. Corvin's Might, sometimes called an Eagle's Gift, is an assassin's tool that makes use of Wixic power. When the warrior queen, Corvin, was surrounded and close to defeat, a gift came to her from an unlikely source. With it, she turned the tide of battle, and legend of the Bloody Queen was born. Oops. Worn as a pendant to dispel melancholy, they share the design of a shadow catcher. No? Oh, I wonder if it's this. Don't insult me, Thaumaturge. This isn't some depression that can be cured with your little trinkets. I will get a hold of a Corvin's Might. That day seemed pretty fast. As his mind roiled in confusion, he watched through his remaining good eye as his partner lunged towards the satchel that contained the casket. To his horror, he saw that his partner's eyes were black. I squeeze through a partially collapsed passageway and emerge in a small chamber. Glinting in the flickering torchlight, I catch sight of a pendant draped across an old gravestone. mean, this also has blood on it. It's not hand-shaped, but does, in fact, have blood on it. I'm not sure about that one still. My awakening ceremony takes place at the convent tomorrow. I will need a talon. The League of the Amphissian Heart uses these items as part of its grim initiation rite. They guard their secrets closely, but it is said that they worship the ancient, nameless gods, communing with them via the broken path. Acolytes must press the tip of a talon hard against their cheekbone to the point of drawing blood. They perform this act nightly for 49 days, 7 sevens, after which the scar will forever mark them. Helpful. I thought that was a witch's finger, but okay. Shit, where'd the cat go? Oh, where's Jupiter today? I always look forward to coming in to say hello to him. I've been working my way through the journal, but it's heavy going. I keep coming back to the series of sketches. Does this mean anything to you? Could it relate to the plinths? Well, I already did the plinths, but this doesn't have a check mark on it, so maybe this is something different. Maybe the plinths take us 2 places. back for that Corvin's Might, and I'm not taking no for an answer this time. Oh, shit! Well, I guess I have to give it to her. There's really no... There's no question. The woods behind Calgar. That's close enough, says a voice from the shadows. Give me the Corvin's Might and I'll return your cat. I peer into the gloom, but I can't see anyone amongst the trees. I hesitate. I should give her what she wants, but then again, I am a thaumaturge. I don't always have to do what people want. Perhaps there's a better way to find out where Jupiter is. Diverging hook. A diverging hook is a way to carve through the thoughts from the mind of another. If done with skill, the third party may have no realization that the thought was ever there at all. But it's all too easy to leave a mind in disarray. Even when approached with care, the unanchored thoughts are easy to lose track of. They have a single gemstone from each of the 3 thaumic branches. I should have looked it up and I didn't. Actively chose not to look it up. Whoops. No! I don't know why I'm so opposed to the gemstone book. I focus my attention on the diverging hook, searching the woman's mind hurriedly for any thought relating to Jupiter. It doesn't take long for her to realize that something's wrong. She steps out from the shadows with an enraged look on her face and lunges at me, causing me to slice wildly with the diverging hook. Her feelings of anger flow through the hook into me and scatter. She stumbles forward, confused now, and I try again, this time latching onto a swirling image of Jupiter's face, and I cut once more. I learn instantly that Jupiter is safely stowed aboard the Mary Bell, and I back away uncertainly, feeling a complex mixture of anger and pity at the now placid woman in front of me. Damn it. I don't know why I thought the Mary Bell was a boat, but I really did. Oh, it is. The Mary Bell is an old paddle steamer that hasn't been in working condition for many years. There is nobody aboard, or nobody that I can see at least, so I climb over the railing and start peering through grimy windows. As I approach the far side of the boat, I hear a desperate crying coming from behind a windowless door. I try the handle and it opens to reveal an unimpressed cat with mismatched eyes, Jupiter. He springs from his prison into my arms. I hold him tight to my chest and he rubs my chin with the back of his head, purring with delight. Oh, I'm crazy. I think I've been cursed. 2 weeks ago, I was quietly minding my own business in the Guilty Ram when a stranger came up to me. He handed me a book titled The Changes of Dr. Learmonth Before Leaving. Something about it intrigued me enough to take it home with me. Ever since I read the first page, I've been having terrible nightmares, and they're getting worse. I spoke to Dr. Robinson, and she sent me here. maybe dealt with nightmares once. Not that. Okay, maybe curse. That I don't think will work. Oops. So bad at books. Oh my god, stop. Used to reverse the effects of the Black Heart Curse, a skilled hand is required to perform the procedure, drawing the curse from the body over the course of several hours. The instrument is made using a dried seed pod of a sheep snap plant. Really? If I could have done more than one of them. Yay, thank you, Jupiter. Okay, a seed pod, huh? How is that not the answer? Oh, right, I forgot we got the curse book. Noctic Sight. Stone Guardian. I know we've done that one before. Maybe not. I mean, that's not a Selenic totem, is it? I swear we did this one already. Oh. I don't know what else looks comforting. We are just gonna roll so many dice. You thought I wasn't gonna play Clover Pit today, but boy. I don't really want any hints yet. Kind of easy to brute force, so. Really? Okay, in my defense, this book sucks. Damn. I guess he's not crazy. Hope you're okay, Grid. That bang was large. I'm literally gonna try everything. I don't care anymore. I just love finding things that you didn't know we could do. Really, come on. Well. Well, now we know what happens when this fucks up. Oh, I just get to do it again? Okay. I love it when there's no consequences. Okay, I've now literally tried everything. Except this shit, which seems bad. Fine, Evan, give me a hint. I thought that was the case, but every other time I have said maybe I don't have it, it turned out I had it. Oh, I hate you. Why do these books suck so much? Alright, maybe Tormund's paralysis, if we cure that. didn't I think of that? The chest opens to reveal a golden totem. I can't imagine who would have stashed it here or why, but it doesn't look like they're coming back for it anytime soon. Ah, this is the thing he needs. Great. There's not much that can unsettle me these days, but I found something at Calgarth Hall that I'd rather I hadn't. In the cellar where they found those two poor girls, I came across a bubbling black mess that was oozing from the rock itself. Seems there's a sickness in Undermere. It's in the earth and the water, and it's spreading. I suppose it falls to me to find out where it's coming from. If it's underground, then underground's where I'll start, see if I can find anything in the catacombs. I realize now that I've been a little careless. I've been getting headaches. I won't go into the catacombs without a sextrum. Perfect. Hey, Crunk. He tried to use the diverging hook on his partner as he had done on himself, but he could find no part of him that had not been taken over by the infection. His partner's hands ripped at the satchel, tearing it open and sending the black casket tumbling out. that does not shine, there is no mark upon my shrine. In the dark, but not alone, my neighbor bears a cross of stone. I wonder if we can go this slow. No. Darn. I still don't think I have whatever that is. I've traveled a long way searching for an eye of the forest. I've read stories of the Dreyer of old who would hunt in partnership with an eagle, seeing what they see soaring on the wind. I intend to rekindle this lost custom. Perhaps you know something about it? Known as the Eyes of the Forest, these ancient artifacts enable one to enter the minds of lesser creatures. It is alleged that Cernunnos himself wielded an eye. Eyes of Cernunos are hard to come by. They're powerful and should not be used carelessly. Well, I'm just gonna go with eye. Just kidding. I'm just impatient today. I was expecting to talk with Verona Green this morning, but she wasn't at home. Unusual for her. Hope she's okay. If you can spare the time, we'd appreciate your help. There's something unusual in our house. You can't miss us. We're the only detached house on Ruskin. I'm greeted by a tired-looking middle-aged woman who immediately offers me tea. I gratefully accept, enjoying the social ritual before we meander toward the point of my visit. She leads me up the stairs and into the attic. A single small window does little to dispel the gloom, but our eyes slowly adjust. When we hear the voices, at first, I think it's the house creaking in the wind, soft murmuring groans that seem to come from the walls themselves, but then I start to feel as though a conversation is happening, too quiet to make any sense of. Oh, okay. With the hearing charm, I suddenly find myself able to pick up every small sound without difficulty. The whispered voices become clearer, and my heart beats faster as I hear what they're saying. They're discussing a section of the wall where some of the bricks are loose. Carefully, I pull them away to reveal a small cavity. Inside, to my horror, is a human skull, its dark eyes staring lifelessly back at me. At the insistence of the voices, I reach inside the cavity and my hand closes around an unusual-looking item. Immediately, the voices fall silent, and my heightened senses are left with a whooshing drumbeat of the blood being pumped around my body. My father's sword has a space in the hilt where a shimmer should go, but he sold it to buy whiskey a long time ago. For whatever reason, he never did sell the sword itself. I wanted to restore it to its former glory. These belong to a series of objects that were designed to slot into armor or weaponry. They induce calm rage in the face of the unmanageable horrors of battle, allowing the bearer to stay one step ahead. The Knight of Thorns famously wore a shimmer on his chestplate, but it didn't save him from being slain in the Battle of Suther Fell of 1356. Damn. Ah, shit. Oh well. Thanks! That's great, thanks. Oh, I could have done both. Oh well. I work at the steel mill in Keswick, and I don't think there's a one of us who hasn't suffered a nasty burn. Do you have anything that can protect against that sort of thing? Thanks. My wife will be relieved. I found this down the side of the counter now, just there when I was waiting. Don't know if it's anything important or not. Alright. This one I don't know. Still. Judgment is coming. We worship the warrior not out of love, but because he is powerful, because he demands our fear. What use is a god that you are not afraid of? Those who have read Holgar's teachings have known about the prophecy for a long time, and now the casket will finally be opened. It contains his final lesson for those who will not kneel. It contains his retribution against the sinful. It contains his divine rage. My preparations are underway to celebrate his wrath and prove our devotion. For now, a veiled fen is all I require. A veiled fen is brightly colored in the light, but it clouds over after a short period in total darkness. It can be used to command attention from individuals or small groups of people. Public speakers sometimes use them as a substitute for charisma. Okay. Brightly colored, I guess, doesn't necessarily mean glows. I'm annoyed that this one doesn't have a label on it. No, I want it to have the real label. There we go. Finally! The two men fought as the heavens opened and lightning flashed across the night. One man wrested the casket from the other's grasp and leapt astride his horse, galloping off into the cold, wet darkness. Excuse me. How exact are we being here? The Twinings are an unusual sprawling series of grotto-like rooms filled with handcrafted carpentry, ironmongery, and pottery. The workers are too engrossed in their craft to offer any assistance. When I draw back the curtain, I'm unable to control my exclamation of horror. Behind the dark red velvet is a silent, squirming, seething mass of eyes, all shiny and wet and alive. Fear takes hold before my mind catches up, and I understand what I'm looking at. And when I do, I realize that it is looking right back at me. The object I'm looking for sits on a small shelf below, and the eyes watch as I snatch it and get out of there as fast as I can. Oh, come on. Why do you do this to me? I don't think it has. Okay. I try to breathe in the vapors from the wandering shroud, but to my horror, I realize that the spirit vault is empty. See? My vision starts to blur as the cloying air of the depths fills my lungs and I stagger away in a daze. When I at last reach the surface, I take deep breaths of the fresh air, but my lungs ache for some time after. I need to be more careful. I've written to Barton Potter. He will know where to find a wandering shroud. I want to go in there so bad. I think I'm thinking about this one wrong. Oop, nope, that one I understand. This one. It says tower. Well, it has a picture of a tower on it. I clicked on this. We did this. Seems west to me. We think we finally located the wreck of the Orion out in the lake. Oops. Sadly, our funding has run out and we can't afford expensive diving equipment. But we put our heads together and wondered if there was another way. You're our last hope. I'm close, but I need more power. I need St. Cedric's thunder, and quickly while the storm's raging. St. Cedric's thunder is used to store the power of a single thunderclap. Alchemists have been trying to harness this power for centuries, and there are rumors that some have indeed successfully used it to transmute base metals into gold. They're placed on the tops of mountains to charge them during storms. Gemstones can be used to prevent the charge from waning over time. That's not helpful. do if I don't have what she's looking for? Hmm. Alright, just tell me, do I have it? Great. How do I... Can I get rid of her? Well, I did this. He's just gonna wait then, I guess. Yeah, so what do I do if I don't have it? I can't, like... get rid of her. I must go get it. Okay. Well, it must be this one. Okay, which one's Mars? Am I supposed to be looking for a tower? This way is west. was supposed to not go in there. Yep. Okay, so I can't... Okay. The view from the tower is quite beautiful, but it's what I find inside that catches my attention. In the middle of the room is an unlocked wooden chest, and within it, not one, but two smaller wooden chests, along with a cryptic scrap of paper. There's an unpleasant sensation at the back of my skull. Yay! I'm out of space. Oh god, I'm not gonna be able to replicate that. Maybe any object made of silver? I don't feel like I have quite enough information for this yet. Aw, the plant is not reactive. been trying to get hold of an Ambra. Before she vanished, Verona said it might have something to do with my patients. It almost slipped my mind, but then I remembered that there's one right here in Strange Antiquities. Eli told me himself he keeps it locked behind ethereal key. Great. Designed to be hidden from prying eyes, when activated by moving the object in a circular motion, the key is revealed by its gemstone of light. I'm just really committed to the plants doing something. I do hate the gemstone book, yes. Ambra. These items cause mental fog, a withering of intellect and thought. They're slow to work, requiring several hours to have any effect. Though through prolonged use, they can cause the whites of the eyes to turn black and the subject to become deeply disoriented. They produce a noctic field. Interesting. You. I know you from somewhere. I don't remember why, but this shop was important somehow. I'm sorry, I know I'm not making much sense. I haven't been myself. I'll leave you be. They found some poor soul washed up on the lake shore, an older lady by the sounds of it. Drowned. But that's not the worst of it. Her eyes were all black, just like all those others. I'm not taking any chances with the water around here. I'll take a bones guard. Nope. the antidote, just the stop closing. Swear to God. Unless it's like poison upside down. I'm afraid I can't pay you, but I can offer a trade if you'll accept it. Good, yeah. Excited about hands. How about you not be there? This is the shelf of weird shit. High five. The rider was lucky. He made it to Black Barrow and found refuge there and was nursed back to health. He would later discover his left eye was permanently blackened, like his partner's eyes had been. To my left, the day, to my right, the night. Find the row of 3 tombs in the upper levels of the catacombs. The cool darkness is strangely calming at times down here, and I sit for a while in quiet contemplation. When I rouse from my thoughts, I look down at my feet and find an item there. It had been there all along? I never noticed it when I sat down. I've been hearing a worrying rumor about Verona Green. They're saying she drowned in the lake. Hope for all our sakes they're wrong. According to family legend, an ancestor of mine hid an item of thaumic significance in his burial chamber. It has never been found, but not for lack of trying. I was tempted to search for it myself until I learned that it was in the catacombs in a place known as the Hall of Shields. Perhaps it's better to leave it to those who know what they're doing. As I descend further into the catacombs, a strange sensation comes over me. It's not... Oh, we did this. Right. I still can't... That guy still hasn't gotten back to me. This looks bad. I've done something quite stupid. I went exploring in Heath Wood and came across a grave. It was overgrown with dark brambles, so I started to clear them to get a better look at the inscription. I wasn't as careful as I should have been. The thorns were thick and menacing, and I scratched my arm on one of them. I have not felt well since. Please help me. Blackheart. I was right about what this is. You don't know me, but it's time I introduced myself. I'm the curator of the Museum of History here in Undermere. Eli and I have a complicated relationship. Don't all siblings? I don't tend to come by the shop much anymore, but I heard he's left town for a few days. I wanted to bring him this, but I know he'll only turn me away without even looking at it. The curator, Thaddeus White. As the curator of Undermere's Museum of History, Thaddeus is a collector of artifacts and curiosities from around the world. He has an eye for the rare and unusual and enjoys telling the world's unheard stories through his collections. Over the years, he's also amassed a collection of items he does not put out on display. These are items that it would be best the public did not know about. They are known as dark articles. Jupiter! Thank goodness you're safe. I was worried about you. Hope my mother is okay too. I've lost count of the amount of gossip I've heard about her misdeeds over the years. The truth is, when she gets stuck into a mystery, she has been known to disappear for days at a time. In the meantime, I believe I found another clue in the journal. The text directly before this is largely illegible, but I was able to make out a reference to a vault of some kind. 3 resonant objects, okay. Well, okay. I really wish everything didn't swing. I need an assistant to put all my shit away. Ah, fuck. Protected by a dionic seal. Okay. Well, I still don't have an object fully made from silver. This is the closest thing. I got a fright when they brought the body of that poor drowned woman to me with those lifeless black eyes. I thought for sure it was Verona at first. She does look like her. But we're quite certain it's a lady from Hawkshead who went missing a few days ago. There's one thing I can't get out of my head, though. Why would she try and swim across the lake?
Thank you for providing me with more test subjects.
Oh my goodness, Mischief, thank you so much for the raid! Welcome, raiders. I hope you're doing alright. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Oh, crap. There's one thing I can't get out of my head, though. Why would she try to swim across the lake? And in the meantime, Verona is still missing. I don't like to use thermic needles as a rule, but the circumstances are beyond the rule book. We need answers. Thermic needle, huh? Okay. Thank you, you too. Hope you're warm and well-fed and taken care of. Thermic needles are controversial items that are rarely used. They can reach into the mind of the recently deceased to give an impression of their thoughts before they died. Curiously, the weight of these tall items decreases when heated. I knew we could fuck with the candles for a reason. Tall items, huh? I love it. I think it's great. I had like a... I don't know why I had such an opposition to playing it for a while. I think I made some assumptions about how it would play, and I just didn't... I finally pulled the trigger, and I'm very glad I did. I also have Strange Horticulture, which I would like to try out as well. But yeah, this is very fun. Reverse aging, huh? The people are afraid. And they are right to be, but it is too late for them. They are of no use to us. But you might be. Prove yourself, and perhaps Holgar will deem you worth saving. Oops. I require an object to steady my restless congregation and remind them why I am the one to lead us through this turbulent time. They respect strength and power above all else. I don't want to help you, actually. Alright, what's Morrigan's Folly? Morgan's Folly. Folly's symbol can be revealed to induce a trance-like state in anyone who casts their eye upon it, making them open to suggestibility. Precautions should be taken against unwittingly looking upon the hidden symbol for too long. And the other one was a Fortinance. A ordnance can enhance physical strength or restore strength that has been sapped, whether by exertion or by hex. They are made of stone or iron and usually take the form of a small totem. Well, I don't want to make them suggestible. I'm not sure what the good solution is here. I don't know that that was good. The rider's partner was less fortunate. They found his frozen body a week later. I feel like the days are getting shorter. I am marked by Jupiter. The mark of Jupiter on my map leads me to a square room on the ground floor. Other than an intriguing torn note, there doesn't seem to be anything of interest until I notice that the bookshelf is mounted on a runner and can slide to one side. I push it and it glides easily, revealing a hidden recess in the wall behind it. Perfect. The castle vaults are blocked by a diurnic seal. It can be opened by an object made from silver or gold that produces a diurnic field. Okay. What castle block vaults? Okay, I'm not sure about that. can't say too much, but it has fallen to me to carry a secret that people would kill for. People have killed for. It's a lot of weight to carry around in my head, and it's getting harder to bear around certain family members. It occurred to me that it would be safer in an ecumenical. An ecumenical is a receptacle commonly featuring a memento mori that acts as an aid to recollection. A memory cannot reside in both the mind and the ecumenical at the same time, and it cannot be stored indefinitely. When a memory has been left for long periods, it can begin to emit unpleasant vapors. An empty ecumenical, on the other hand, has an ominous presence, pulling at the threads of one's mind. No! What? There you go. Why didn't you put it back? Okay, hopefully this is the letter that I need. It's getting dire out there. I found the body of that priest last night. She was torn to shreds by her own congregation and left to rot outside the town hall. That sucks. Did I do that? Such horrific violence has no place in our town. In answer to your question, yes, it is possible to capture a wandering shroud. To the north of the town, if you follow the little stream up through the woods, you'll come out on a hilltop that was clearly some ancient significance. It's not uncommon to see a wandering shroud there. Be patient, be still, and they will come. After a pleasant walk along the beck, I reach a series of grassy mounds, the barrows. Whoever is buried in them must have been important in their time. If I'm to collect what I've come for, I'll need to be prepared. We already knew what this was. I sit and wait, quietly and patiently, not certain exactly what I'm looking for. For some time, nothing happens. And then, long after my mind has drifted towards a warm fire and a hearty supper, I notice a movement in the corner of my eye. A strange, thin mist is formed near one of the barrows. It seems to produce a sort of dark light, a contradiction that my eyes have trouble perceiving closely. The ethereal creature, for surely this is a creature of some kind, ambles towards the vault that I've left out for this purpose, and I daren't breathe as it slowly nestles itself within the receptacle. What? I breathe deeply from the spirit vault and it clears my mind. I don't care to linger too long down here, but I forge on until I reach the unmistakable Hall of Shields. A stone sarcophagus sits on a raised portion of rock in the center of the cavern. I hold the torch close to better see the inscription on the side of the tomb. It reads, "The sun's light will reveal my gift." Mystified, I cast my eye up to the walls of the cavern and search the shields for some other clue, but nothing stands out. The sunbond banishes the darkness in an instant, half blinding my gloom-adjusted eyes and bringing summer's warmth to the cold cavern. Blinking and squinting, I notice that one of the shields in particular is glowing in the bright light. I reach up and pull the shield down to reveal a small cavity hewn into the rock behind it. Inside is a blood-red urn. Below a moon that does not shine, there is no mark upon my shrine. In the dark, but not alone, my neighbor bears a cross of stone. Oh, okay. I find the blank tombstone without too much trouble, but there's nothing here. There's nothing else here. Feeling foolish, I begin to make my way back to the surface when I suddenly see it, tucked away in a natural crack in the rock wall. A stone totem. This is what I came for. I got to thinking after I left earlier. Transferring the secret to an ecumenical only adds an extra step. Yes, it's safer than walking around with it in my head, but I would know where to find it. What I really need is a truth conduit so that I can deceive them into thinking I know nothing at all. These items are used by tricksters and swindlers to distort and deceive. They do not warrant the designation of dark article that some want to apply to them, but they can be, and have been, used maliciously. The gentle sound they produce anchors the mind as the spell is woven, combining symbology with a deeper, more primitive power. I have never felt more tired or more devoid of life. An apathy has settled in my bones that I do not seem to be able to shift. But while I still have breath in my lungs, I will not succumb without a fight. By the grace of Grey, I will find a way forward. Oh, that's it? Worn as a pendant to dispel melancholy, they'd share the design of a shadow catcher. I've had a tip-off about something exciting. Have you come across the so-called nameless gods? Did you also know that the tall stones that you sometimes find in high places were once doorways of a kind? And here's the exciting part. An inscription has appeared on the stone that sits atop Weatherlam. This is where you come in. I'm confident that a pit will open the doorway. The other option is a babelia to read the inscription. But they say that if you read the language of the nameless gods, you become cursed, which I can't say I like the sound of. I'm leaning towards the more direct approach, but then again, that could be dangerous too. The three different elements that make up a pit allegedly represent the earth, the sun, and death. The Dradic, the Diurnic, and the Noctic. These energies balance in a way that the objects do not produce a recognizable thaumic field. They can be directed to emit powerful vibrations capable of cracking solid rock. Babelia. The meaning of the unusual markings on a babelia is not clear. They resemble a mentic field pattern, but the items themselves do not produce a mentic field. They can be used to aid with translation of foreign texts, although they require some skill to make full use of it. This ability does not transfer to spoken language. I'm hesitant to listen to this guy too, but I also am kind of a straightforward person here. Well, actually, I don't think I have a pit, so... I don't want to give him the other thing. Thank you, I hope this works. Here's a token of my appreciation, something for you to ponder over. I have pet Jupiter 30 times. With dreams of earning his fortune long banished from his mind, the man brought the casket to a trusted friend, the curator of a museum in Undermere. Together they looked for answers. The tomb of the Knight of Thorns resides alongside an ossuary filled with the unknown dead from the Battle of Southerfell. It is an unpleasant place that I do not plan to linger in. Happily, I'm able to find the item I came for without any difficulty, and I quickly leave and don't look back until I'm out in the bright of the day once more. I've noticed that some people claim not to fear death. They say that dying scares them, but not death itself. Not me! Not the great Thomas Pope! Give me pain, give me fear. If I can feel fear, then I know I'm alive. Going back into the nothingness, that's what I fear. I'm going to do my best to live forever, starting today, with a loan. Sometimes called a hand of Jupiter or a fire palm, a loam is an item with enticing power. They can reverse the signs of aging, but anyone who has played that game knows that it can only last so long before time catches up, and when it does, it often hits harder. There's been an unexpected death in the family. It has hit all of us quite hard, but particularly my husband. With would like to gift him a heart chamber. Heart chamber. Wait, what? There's a vast skull in the catacombs, said to be that of the beast, Lencathra. Holgar's followers believed that when he slew it, he trapped its soul, along with its power, in an item known as the Wraith Chamber. Heart chambers are based on this mythical object, but they have morphed over time into a way to keep those dear to us close to heart after death. Seems like a mistake. I suddenly remembered this note that I found some time ago, and it occurred to me that I should have given it to you when I gave you the map. The wording is very similar to that note on the map. It always intrigued me, but I never did work out what it meant. Blessings in spring, rising in autumn, okay. I don't understand what we're talking about. Something isn't right at the museum. I'm worried it's all my fault. I hoped my brother would be back by now. I've had an idea, though. I'm no thaumaturge, but I think we can weaken it using a witherance. Oh dear me, this had better work. A witherance is the inverse of a fortinance, and sometimes put to more malicious use. These can be crafted from stone like the fortinance, but wood is more commonly used. Helpful. mind is severed. Need mother. Okay. I've discovered something via the thermic needle. The woman who tried to swim across the lake was compelled to do so by some invisible force. She was looking for something, and whatever it is, it's right here in Undermere. It's not all. I decided to experiment with the Ambra. When I was under its spell, I heard whispers. Something was calling to me, and left me feeling terribly afraid. That must be what's keeping my patients in their trance-like state. I've never used a Gaudian siren before, but it occurred to me that I might be able to use it to drown out the whispers. Although these are similar in form to thermic needles, Gaudian sirens serve a very different purpose. They create a strong compulsion, like a siren's call, that can be used to divert attention. Should we? You think we should leave it for next time? I don't know what time it is. What time is it? 9:30. I don't know that we're gonna finish 4 more days in a half an hour. What do you guys think? I guess we can keep going. The curator learned that the Nayland casket is a dark article. Probably one more stream. All right, then I'll just leave it here. I will let it go, and then we can finish it up next time. And then yeah, it does. And if we are too early, we can just start Strange Horticulture, and that'll be fine. All right, I must pass on this lovely raid. Who can I? I'm used to having one more monitor, so like I don't have my little raid button up. Yes. Senjalda Kortra. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will not be here tomorrow, but I will be here the next day. Happy New Year, everybody!